Hello all, welcome to R&D Labs with me Rohan, and in today's tutorial we'll see how to include in-app purchases in your Swift project. Let's get started. So for this tutorial, I have created a project in Swift using storyboards, and since you know that this tutorial is all about in-app purchases, I have set up my catalog in the storyboard itself. The first thing that you got to do is vividly show what you're trying to offer to the customers. This is one of the guidelines that Apple has provided for the developers to show their catalog very clearly to the users. So that is the reason why, without wasting much time, I have already prepared the catalog for my app in the storyboard itself. So here is the catalog. So what the users can do is they can buy 500 gems for $1. And if they want to get rid of the ads, it is $2. And if they want to have a recurring monthly subscription, that is for $4. This is just an example, guys. So if you want to implement it something differently, you can go ahead. By the way, the in-app purchases, there are 4 types of in-app purchases. One is the consumable, which says purchase often but can get depleted over time. Okay, the second one is a non-consumable, which is a premium content. It is purchased once and it never expires. The third one is auto renew, in which the customers enjoys premium content, just like the Netflix or the Amazon Prime subscriptions that you have every month or every year that renews automatically. And the fourth one is non-auto renew, which means you are exposing premium content to the users. For example, if you're trying to show the content just for Tokyo 2020 Olympics, which was just for a limited period of time, you can have the non-auto renew and expose the premium content to the customers. So this is what the 4 types of in-app purchases are. So what I have done right now is I have shown my catalog, but this isn't it. Okay, so you have to kind of hook up your catalog to the StoreKit configuration file, which we'll be adding it in our solution, and then from there we will start. So as you see now, there are 3 items that the customers or the user can purchase in your app. We will have to have this defined in a StoreKit configuration file. Okay, so you will have to add a new file to your project, which is, we will be adding it right now. And over here, just say configuration file for StoreKit. This is the one that you got to add to your project. Okay, and just click next and just leave the name as it is and just click create. Great. So now it says click the plus button to add an in-app purchase or subscription. So once you open up the configuration.storekit file, you will be seeing this line over here which says click the plus button to add in the in-app purchase or subscription. Now where is the plus button? It's right here in the below. Okay, just click that, and you need to decide the type of in-app purchases over here. The first thing that we're going to do is we are going to allow the customer to purchase gems. Okay, so gems, for that matter, is a consumable, and so that is the reason why I'm going to add a consumable over here. Okay, so just click this. And a reference name, yes, I'll just give it gems for now. Okay, this is just identifying your in-app purchases. Okay, so over here, the product ID, very important. Okay, so this is how you're going to identify the product in your code. Okay, so the good practice over here is to stick with your bundle identifier. Okay, so I'll just copy the first part of my bundle identifier, and I'm just going to paste it over here and just say gems. Okay, and I believe the amount for purchase of 500 gems was $1, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll just keep it as it is. So this is the first set of the configuration done for the gems. Now second, the customer clearly needs to know for what he's purchasing these 500 gems. Okay, so let's specify the description for that purchase, and the English localization is already set, so just double click that and specify gems. Okay, and say we can specify the description for it saying purchase 500 gems, okay, for $1. Okay, and just click done. So in case if your app is used in multiple locations using multiple languages, you can specify different localizations over here in these many languages. Okay, so I'll just leave it right there for you to decide for your own app. Now secondly, what I'm going to add is a in-app purchase for a premium content with no ads. Okay, so I'll just click this plus sign over here, and it says the second one is no ads. So in a sense, it is a non-consumable in-app purchase, isn't it? So I'll just click this, and I will give the name as ads premium content. Okay, and again the bundle identifier will be here, and I will just specify it as premium. Okay, and I will have to recollect the amount. So let me just go back to the store report and see what was the amount. It was $2. Okay, so let's go to the configuration.StoreKit file and just specify the amount as $2 over here. Okay, and again just specify the description for it, saying premium content, and say no ads with premium content for $2. Okay, and just click done, and that's it. The second one, or rather the third one that we are going to add over here as an in-app purchase, is a monthly subscription. Okay, so once this is done, the third purchase in our tutorial is a monthly renewal or the monthly subscription that is done, similar to what you have for Netflix or Amazon Prime for the other OTT platforms. Okay, so you just click the plus sign over here and specify a auto renewable subscription. This is the last item over here from the bunch that you have, and just click the add auto renewable subscription, and here you will have to specify a group. For that matter, what I always recommend you is specify a group based on the timeline. Okay, so if your subscription is monthly, yearly, daily, weekly, or for that matter, okay, just specify this over here, and I have added as monthly over here. So I'll just click done. So it comes into the left panel over here. Okay, so the first two that we have added as an in-app purchase are over here in the first section, and right below that you have the auto renewable subscriptions, and which is monthly. Okay, so I have the reference name as monthly over here, and the duration is 1 month. Okay, so again let's add the product ID, and I will just say monthly, and just reference name it as monthly subscription, monthly subscription. Okay, and over here I guess it is $4 that we have specified, and the subscription duration is 1 month. Yes, and if you want to enable family sharing, it's up to you. I'll just leave it unchecked. And again, the display description, let us write it as enjoy all premium content for monthly subscription. Oops, it's not allowing me to type further, so let's say $4 over here, monthly premium content for $4. Okay, fine, it's not allowing me to type further, so I'll just leave it right there, and I'll just write it as monthly subscription. Just click done, and that's it. So you have set up your StoreKit file. Now just to bear in mind what I'm doing right now, okay, it is only for test purposes. Okay, so if you want to publish this app to the App Store, the App Store also has a similar configuration that needs to be done in your App Store Connect website. Okay, so where you are uploading the app in the App Store Connect, you will have to set up the entire configuration setup in the App Store Connect file. So the reason I'm doing it over here is like Apple has enabled the StoreKit to be used during the testing and development phase, so that the developers can set up their own configuration while they are developing, rather than setting up in the App Store Connect. Okay, so this is a really good thing that Apple has done. So that is the reason why we are doing it in this tutorial. Okay, so bear in mind, this will never work in the production environment. Okay, this is just for the test purposes for you guys. So great. So now what we are going to do is we have configured the StoreKit file over here, and the second thing that you got to do right now is go back to our ViewController.Swift class. Okay, and you will have to do a couple of imports over here. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to do is import StoreKit. Okay, and after you have imported the StoreKit, you will have to add in a delegate for SK_ProductRequest delegate. Okay, so just write SK stands for StoreKit, so let's write SK_ProductRequest delegate, which is right here. Okay, and after which you will have to also add SK payment transaction observer. This is really important. This is an observer for it's kind of viewing your transactions, whether in what state they are in, whether they have completed or not. Okay, so this is really important, and it is a best practice for all the developers to implement the observer for their in-app purchases. Okay, so let's write SK payment transaction observer. Okay, now a good part over here is we have to specify, oh yes, we need to add in the stubs. So let's add in the stubs for all this. Fine, so it will not always throw up the errors. Okay, now what we are going to do is we have to specify now what we have done is we have specified the product in the configuration file. Okay, so when you're trying to code, you will have to add in the same products within your ViewController. Okay, so that is the reason why from the ViewController itself it will be going to the SK_ProductRequest delegate. Okay, so let's write in our 3 products that we have in an enum. Okay, so let's write enum and let's write product. Okay, just specify it as string and case iterable. Okay, and within this let us write in 3 cases. Okay, the first one is the gems. Okay, so let's write gems. So recollect, okay, we have added 3 products to our StoreKit file, and which is com.rndlabsme.gems. Okay, I can vividly remember this. And the next one is a non-ads premium, isn't it? Okay, and I don't remember the name that we have set in for the premium content. Okay, so it's just the premium that we have added. So let's copy this and go back to our ViewController Swift class and add in the premium. And the third one is case monthly subscription, isn't it? Monthly subscription, I will keep it as a smaller case S. We will copy this from the configuration.StoreKit file. And we have just added monthly. That's it. All right. So this part is ready. You have specified your products, okay, in the ViewController.Swift class. And okay, now if you go back to our main.storyboard, we will have to hook up these products to our ViewController, isn't it? So let's add in our assistant and create an outlet for all these buttons. Okay, so just make some room here. Okay, and this is buy gems. Okay, what name can we give them? Just say buy gems, isn't it? It's very simple. So let's click buy gems and no ads for that matter. Okay, so let's say buy premium. Okay, premium, connect. Third one is buy monthly subscription. Okay, so let's rate buy monthly subscription. Okay, so you have all these 3 buttons hooked up to our ViewController.Swift class, and over here now we have to specify, or rather we have to allow the customer to buy gems, isn't it? So for that we will have to go and write few lines of code. So let's go ahead and write them. Let's say if sk PaymentQueue, okay, which is the sk payment queue type dot can make payment. Okay, this is very important. Why? I will tell you. This is if the user is a minor and he is not supposed to make payments. Okay, if he is not authorized by his parents, then, or anybody who is managing the iOS device that he's trying to use, and if he's allowed to make payments, then only make payments. Otherwise you can show in some message saying that hey, you're not allowed to make a payment. Okay, so this is really important, and it's a best practice for the developers to check who the user is and if they're allowed to make payments or not. Okay, so let's say let set, so if the payments, if the person who's trying to use the app can make payments, then only go ahead and allow them to purchase this. Okay, so let's say let set, and it's a set over here, and which is of type string. Okay, and is equal to, we have to have, or rather get the value of this. Okay, so this, the value that we are going to pass to the product request is of type set. Okay, so we will have to specify, or rather get the value which is the raw value of gems case. Okay, so let's write in product dot gems dot raw value. It's that simple. Okay, and next up what you're going to do is we have to request the product purchase. Okay, so let's say let product request is equal to sk product request. Okay, and over here which will take in the product identifier. Which is our product identifier? We have our product identifier in the set variable. Okay, so let's pass in the set, and that's it. Okay, and just specify the product request request dot delegate is equal to self. Okay, and we have already specified the delegate for that, which is right here, and we are just going to set it to our product request variable. And after this, what we are going to do, we just have to specify product request product request, why is it going up, dot start, and that's it. So your first few lines of the code for the in-app purchases for purchasing the gems is done. Okay, so similarly what we are going to do is we are quickly going to add in those lines again to our premium and the monthly subscription buttons as well. So let's go ahead and copy them just to save time, and over here we just have to add in the non-ads premium case. Okay, and over here just copy this, go down, oops, did I miss it? Yeah, okay, and over here just add in the monthly subscription case, and that's it. So your three types of purchases are done. So after we have specified the product request for our three products catalog, the one thing that you got to do is you have to fetch in the product from the App Store. We are going to write in few lines of code to fetch the product catalog from our StoreKit configuration file that we have mentioned earlier. Okay, so we have added, or rather Xcode had added these lines as a stub for the product request earlier in the tutorial. So what we're going to do is we are going to write in our few lines of code to specify if the product is available or not. Okay, so if you know that we have all these lines of catalog identifiers already specified, or the product identifiers already specified in the tutorial. Okay, so it will check whether this product is available in our App Store or not. Okay, so let's write if let o product is equal to response which is of type SK product response. Okay, so this will check if the product is available or not. Okay, so let's write products.first. Okay, and it is then only that that we can go ahead and purchase it. Okay, so let's write print just to say, hey, product is available. Okay, and then what do? We have to purchase that, isn't it? So for that we are just going to write in a function, okay, which will go ahead and purchase that particular product for us. Okay, and we are going to write it next. Okay, so let's write else. Let's say product is not available. Product is not available. Okay, so we are just going to write in this block here function. So let's write function purchase. Okay, it's a custom function that we are going to write. Okay, and it will take in product from SK product types. Okay, so let's write products and SK product. Okay, this is a type of the argument over here, and open up the brackets, and over here we'll just say let payment is equal to SK payment. Okay, and it will take in the product that we had passed in the argument. Okay, so let's write product over here. Oh, in fact, I want to change it to a products just to specify it as an argument. Okay, and I don't mix up with the names over here. So that's it. Okay, next what we're going to do is we'll just specify SK PaymentQueue. Okay, dot default dot add. Okay, and we are going to specify it as self over here, and again we have to specify this payment to the SK payment queue. Okay, so let's write SK payment queue dot default dot add and specify the payment variable that we have declared earlier. Yes, that's it. You have done the first purchase, or rather written the lines of code to conduct your first purchase. Okay, and after this what you're going to do is we are going to call in within the stub. So let's go and write it here. So let's write self.purchase, and what is our product? Our product is product over here, isn't it? It's an object, so we are just going to pass in the variable to the argument over here within the purchase function. Okay, so what happens if the payment, or rather how do you know that the payment is successful or not? So for that you have to pay in attention to the PaymentQueue stub that is right here. Okay, so there is a different statuses of payments, okay, or rather transactions as Apple calls it. Okay, and we are going to iterate through each one of them. Okay, so how do you iterate? We're just going to write a for loop over here. So let's write for transaction in transactions. Okay, and just open on the curly braces, and here you will have to specify a switch case. So let's write switch. Okay, and we will write transaction, which is with the n, just transaction dot transaction state. Okay, so here you can identify what is the state of the transaction. Okay, so what are the different states? Dot purchased, or before that we just going to specify purchasing. Okay, so that is just the customer has started to purchase. Okay, he has not completed the transaction. Over here, whatever you want to show in as a wait cursor or something like that, you can specify it over here. Okay, so let's write let's say customer is in the process of purchase. I messed it up. Yes, purchase, and leave it right there. Next, it is purchase. So let's write another case block and just specify it as purchase. Okay, and over here you have to add in the SK payment queue dot default dot finish transaction. Very important. It notifies, as you can read the description, it notifies the App Store that the app has finished processing the transaction. Okay, and what you're going to pass over there, you're just going to pass in the transaction variable that we have declared earlier. Okay, and what are we going to say? We're just going to write in a print statement which says purchased. Clear? Next, what we're going to do is, what if the transaction has failed? Okay, so you have rightly guessed, we are going to add in the failed case as well. So let's write sk PaymentQueue dot default. In regardless if the payment is successful or failed, you have to finish the transaction. Okay, so that is really important for the developer's perspective. Okay, and the transaction is passed over here, and I'm going to copy this so that I don't type in much. Just write failed over here. What else? Restored. Okay, yes, and there are cases where the customer wants to restore the purchase. Okay, so that is not part of this tutorial, but hey, you know, we are going to do that very soon. We are going to add in a restore tutorial, so just stick around, we will have that as well. Okay, so we are just going to add in restore as well, and deferred. Okay, so there is one more called as deferred. Okay, so what does it say? A transaction that is in queue but its final status is pending. So there are some situations like this, so that is also good to be handled. So let's say deferred, and we have to add in a print statement over here, otherwise Swift will not allow me to go ahead. Oops, did I miss a D? Yes. Okay, so the final case is done, and what to do next? Okay, what is the error all about? Okay, so let's write break over here. Yes, that's it. So I feel we have covered, or rather written, the lines of code which is okay for you guys to go ahead and start in developing your in-app purchases. But there is one more thing. Once you have added all these lines of code, how does Xcode know that it doesn't need to connect to the App Store? Rather, it needs to connect to the StoreKit configuration file. Any guesses? I know you know that we have created the configuration.storekit file, but for Xcode to know that, you will have to go in and edit the schema within your target. Okay, so this is our target over here, and I have to specify the edit scheme and click that. And over here, you will have to select the StoreKit configuration file. Okay, so if you can see, this is the StoreKit configuration section. Okay, so once you click on the drop down, you'll be seeing the same configuration.storekit file that we have added to our project. Okay, just click that OK and click close. I guess we are done. Okay, so let's quickly add in this particular project and run it within our simulator. Okay, so let's go ahead and run it on our iPhone 12 Pro. Let's give it a build and see if things are okay. Wow, the build has succeeded and it's launching the app within our simulator. There you go. So our apps catalog is right here. So what do you want to buy? Okay, so let's say I want to buy 500 gems for $1 and see if we can purchase that. You can see the product is available. Customer is in the process of purchase. That's right. So that means the purchasing case is selected over there. The product is available, and let's specify confirm. Payment is done, I guess. And yay, we have purchased our first product in our in-app purchase tutorial. Isn't that interesting? And you can see the status is purchased. Okay, so if you want to see the entire list of the purchases that has been done by the StoreKit platform, okay, so you have to go into the debug and just open up the StoreKit and just click manage transactions. Okay, so as you can see that one of the transaction that we have created right now is here. Okay, this is our first transaction, and which has gems which is consumable and that we have purchased. Okay, so this is our first transaction. Now in case if you want to refund it, you can refund it from here. If you want to approve, decline, resolve and delete the transaction, you can just do it right within this window. Okay, and let's go ahead and open up the second purchase. Okay, let's say no ads, yes, confirm. Great. So it's that simple to implement the in-app purchases in your Swift project. We just use the Apple StoreKit only and not relying on any third-party utilities that you find in GitHub. I hope you like this video. If you have any doubts, please reach me out in the comment section. I'll be happy to help as always. And please like and subscribe to the channel, and see you until next time. Cheers.